Welcome to another episode of Conquering Your Heart, where we dissect real issues of the heart, dating, and relationships.
I just thought it was awesome. It was just awesome.
Now here are your hosts, Mike, the 45-year pro dater, and Robin, the woman who had a divorce but wasn't married.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, aren't you sweet?
I'm Tony.
Hi,
Nice
Jordan.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So no children, huh?
I do not.
You said if you had twins would be your ideal. You're gonna want to wreck that body in one time, huh?
I was also trying to make sure we didn't burn the meal.
So tell me about, so a little bit about me. We'll start there. We'll talk about me.
I'll do dishes later.
No, we'll do dishes. We'll do dishes together. How's that?
We have no boiling water just yet, so.
Do you know what the doe said when she came out of the woods?
What?
Last time I do that for a couple of bucks.
We may just be eating sauce with toast.
Right. This is definitely an interesting first date. A blind date and a first date where you end up in the kitchen together, making conversation. That's a good thing though.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're so excited to show you our second half of our blind date episode.
Let's find out if Tony and Jordan are going to go on a second date. Let's get into this.
Okay, this one's mine, and this one I got for you. So I have no clue how I did on the spices by any means. So, yeah, be daring, and if you want to grab a spoon. It's super hot.
Yeah, burn your tongue.
I'll do dishes later.
No, we'll do dishes. We'll do dishes together. How's that?
What do you think?
This is definitely an interesting first date. A blind date and a first date where you end up in the kitchen together, making conversation. That's a good thing though.
I've been here. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
We have no boiling water just yet, so.
I guess I should read the box, huh?
I think it was
Typical
$4.75.
guy, don't read the directions, huh?
I think it was
Okay.
$4.75. Should we try it again?
Sure. Good job.
Yeah. Are you a hunter? Do you hunt?
I am. Do you know what the doe said when she came out of the woods?
What?
Last time I do that for a couple of bucks.
Oh, nice. We may just be eating sauce with toast.
Right.
Okay, see if this works.
Blind date, here we are. What are you looking for in a relationship out of, the blind date? Friends, just hang out, and what do you look for in a guy?
So when my girlfriend said, "Hey, I have someone that I think you should meet," and so I said, "Sure, let's do this." And so ultimately, I want to have a good time, a good meal that we both were able to successfully prepare. That's a bonus. I don't want to burn our dinner.
Yeah, I've been watching this. Keep going.
I was thinking more of the sauce, but my friend has this great philosophy about when it comes to dating, that when you just go and you're at dinner and you're staring at each other, it's almost like just an interview.
Right.
So that's fine for a first date. But then after that, you should do an activity and do something that you actually can spend the evening for, that you can both be interacting with. And so then, preferably something you enjoy doing or want to do.
All right, there were so many things that was happening there. We wanted to show you that little expanded session because I think there's a lot of good interaction in that, although we are cutting particular things. First of all, let's go to Jordan. Jordan, in seeing that, give us your thoughts.
I would say, for one, it's hard enough to be on a date and knowing that you're also being videotaped, but then also to go back and watch yourself on tape. you find all the things and you're like, I can't believe I said that. I will say though that there's some questions that I normally wouldn't expect on a first date. And maybe that's just me, but like the question of like, what are you looking for in a relationship? What are you looking for out of this first date? So I did feel a little bit on the spot, but ultimately I was like, I think I handled it relatively well. And I do agree that you should do some sort of activity to kind of engage. And definitely what we just went through on our first date was a very interactive activity for sure. I like it. I was going to also add too that I honestly really liked how Tony could carry on a conversation and have that back and forth. I have been on those dates with people where it was like pulling teeth to get the guy to open up or say anything, and that makes it very challenging. You're almost having a conversation with yourself.
And he likes to throw out the jokes there. That was a great touch.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah.
Tony?
Yes. I think, some of the forwardness out of that whole series of questions that was there was more about intentions. You meet someone for the first time, you're trying to figure out, a little bit about what their intent is. Are they trying to shoot for the, hey, let's go get married, or hey, let's just go have a good time? And, the jokiness does break up some of that awkwardness as well. So I'm just a little bit of strategy about what is this other person about and how do you get it out of them in a genuine way.
True that.
Yeah, that was great.
Jerry Ann, any comments you have for these two particular people in this segment?
Well, I don't necessarily have comments for Tony and Jordan, but Jordan, you mentioned about, do we ask about kind of what's the intention? What is it we want in a relationship on the first date? And that's a question a lot of people ask, and I get asked that a lot from my clients. And I look at it as like, life is short and time is of the essence, and I don't like to beat around the bush. I tell people what I want. I don't necessarily, I might say long-term relationship eventually to, I'm looking to meet somebody that eventually I could have a long-term relationship with, and maybe marriage or children, because you don't want to hold on to this idea, well, maybe he's the one, but I never really told him. And then you have to have the DTR, define the relationship, right? And that's when you get into the kind of where people have an expectation hangover because they feel disappointed that their expectation was not met because they didn't have the conversation up front. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
But it's
I think
so
I was trying to
interesting.
answer. Yeah. I think he asked me like 3 questions in that one phrase.
Yeah, but it's interesting in our culture in the United States, we have this tendency, don't talk about it. And we have all these rules, which I always say, just trust yourself. If you had a good time after the date, text and say you had a great time after the date. Don't wait, whatever the rule is, 2 days, 3 days before texting, like all that kind of garbage. Just if you're excited and if it wasn't a good fit, just say, I had a wonderful time and it's just not a good fit for me. Be honest about it. That's just my kind of 2 cents around it.
I totally believe honesty. I think a lot of guys will tell you what you want to hear just to get in your pants. And I think it was pretty genuine between Tony and
I would also say a lot of girls will tell you what they think you want to hear so that you stay with them. Because so many, unfortunately, women are a little bit more insecure, and we think, we can change a man, we can convince him eventually to be in a serious relationship. I was one of those people, so I know this routine very well, and so realizing that actually doesn't work, and so that's that being authentic and saying, this is what I want. Okay, you don't want it. I won't take it personally. It's okay. I'm not everyone's cup of tea.
We have a number of topics. Stay tuned for each week. We are going to expand definitely on that. Is trying to change somebody in your relationship. So let's get on with this date, and here's the next video.
So this is actually great that we're actually interacting with each other and trying to pull this off, which so far we're doing good.
And thank you for coming out tonight.
Absolutely, thank you. I have a sign at my house that says, some people call it chaos, we call it family.
Ooh, that's hot.
They need a little more time. You want to try?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay.
I like a pretty smile. A very beautiful smile.
Thank you. It's probably becoming red right now with the wine, but Well, and there's also, if you have a wall, right, then you don't really get to know the person, and you're also shorting yourself in terms of, kind of that bond. But it's totally understandable, right? Most people have some sort of wall up that they kind of use for protection. But I agree, being vulnerable and kind of putting yourself out there or finding that right mix.
Let's go to Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann, any comments on that, the wall, or anything like that?
Yeah, I think, talking about the wall and being vulnerable, what's so key or important about vulnerability is you cannot have connection without being vulnerable. And there can be steps to being vulnerable. So, taking it one step outside your comfort zone and to show yourself so that you feel safe, right? And so I think about, if you want to form intimacy with someone, intimacy broken down is into me, you see. If you put up a wall, we can't see you. So taking down, maybe opening a window sometimes, is a great way to start creating a connection. Do I feel safe and being vulnerable with people?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I agree with Carrie Ann in terms of that, if you aren't vulnerable, and I think we talk about that at some point in the date, or maybe that was the segment where we talked about the vulnerability. That's kind of part of dating, right? Is you have to be able to get to know a person, and if you're not vulnerable, you'll never get to really know the person, of how they are on the inside.
Okay.
So I think it's important.
Yeah, but that wall stops you from being vulnerable. Really? I mean, right? You don't want to lay it all out there, and for whatever reason that whatever reasons you have a wall, I think that wall stops you from being vulnerable. And maybe Carrie Ann could expand on that, because she's the pro here.
Well, we put up walls because something happened to us. Like when we come into this earth as a child, we're completely vulnerable, right? And then somewhere along, usually within our childhood to start, something happened and we felt not safe. And so we started putting up walls and layers around us. So it's learning to get curious. Where did I discover that about myself? Why am I putting up this wall? Am I willing to take one step forward and go, okay, I'm safe, I'm just uncomfortable, and start exploring, and also what needs do I need? Because oftentimes what happened, especially as a child, is there was a need not met. So for a lot of people, it's around emotional needs were not met as a child. And so that turns into an adult that struggles with either being more avoidant, so struggling and not showing their emotions, or an adult who overshares their emotions. So that can also create that kind of wall and kind of block in terms of intimacy and vulnerability.
Okay.
Yeah, walls are built for many different reasons, starting from childhood and from adolescence and going through marriage and divorce and all these different things, and that just stacks up your wall. A big thing for me is personally figuring out what gets you, or what knocks down that wall, so that you can be more open and more vulnerable and just be there for whomever. All right, so let's go on to the next video.
Then you're also not going to find a person, right?
You don't want to do Lady and the Tramp?
It is the Italian scene, and it's when the owner or the cook comes out and sees the dogs in there. I gotta see if I can remember. And the Italian guy comes out and I'm gonna try it. He says, "Oh, it's a what does he say?" He's like, "Oh, look at that! It's a cock and a spanagicle." That's my best interpretation.
You pulled it off. You did it.
Thank you. Now you're gonna have to watch that to see if I really pulled it off. I very much was of that same situation.
Excuse me, let me jump on this side of you real quick.
Okay. All right. We love the interaction with the movies and the jokes, and
I think Jordan just put it all out there. I mean, that was
awesome.
To just go with some interpretation, some mimic of that. I think you put it out there. That's awesome. That actually, to me, that actually showed Tony how far she's willing to freaking just be herself. And run with conversation.
The comfortableness.
I can't believe you actually made the cut. It's just, yeah, it happens to be, it is my favorite Disney movie. And then that's my favorite scene. I just, and I still don't know if I butchered it or not. I'm sure the audience or the users they'll probably eat me alive that I butchered it. And I'm not Italian, so I apologize.
All right, let's go to the next clip, ladies and gentlemen.
So you're on this side.
Correct. All right.
Napkin. We're good.
Bon appetit.
All right. One of the things I forgot to mention on the clip before this was I see Tony copping a little feel over there one time. I'm not sure if you remember on the video. He's like, "Oh, let me get over here," and he put his hand on her hip, and I thought that was smooth, man. That was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it was good.
But on this last clip, it was very gentleman-like of you to motion to her to sit down first.
Yeah, I agree.
So we pulled off dinner, right? Here we are. The plates are served, and here we go. And I'm definitely wanted to make sure that being the gentleman, again, just making sure that she felt comfortable to sit down first before I did. I think that's very just the thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about that, Jordan?
I liked it. I think that chivalry can still go a long ways, and so I really appreciated it.
Carrie Ann, what did you think about that?
Well, I think it's just an act of like attention and recognizing and appreciating Jordan by allowing her to feel more comfortable. So it was a nice gesture.
Yeah.
Well, let's get a little bit deeper in this, because I know I probably was a lot more romantic when I was trying to get in someone's pants, and it was flowers and it was songs and this and that. So let's get a little bit deeper in that. Does that wear off? And I would say yes. Or should it wear off? Give me Carrie Ann or Robin.
Are you talking about like the honeymoon effect, like when you first start dating, or are you talking about as you get older, you stop doing those things on a first date?
No, I think the honeymoon effect, where you get into a date and then you start dating.
Yeah, of course. Like we want to show our best side because we want approval. We want to be liked, right? But that's when we get ourselves into trouble as well, because we're not being authentic. Because eventually the truth comes out. You're relaxed, and you're like, you don't do that as much, and they start noticing, right? Or the thing that often happens too is that someone will say, "Oh, I love this about him because he does this, this, and this." But 3 months, 2 years down the line, they say, "I hate this, the same thing about him because he does this, this, and this." Because they're also, when you're not your authentic self, in the relationship from the start, then you're also going to be a different person once the honeymoon effect is not in effect, basically, when it's weared off. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then it can be a dynamic struggle because you've had expectations about each other based on a story that was created based on the honeymoon effect period.
Let's go to the next video.
So cheers to dinner. We successfully made dinner.
Cheers.
Not that it would be very hard to mess up.
And yeah, probably not going to do the Lady and the Tramp scene. We broke them in half too, so that would be really close quarters.
Should be able to just twist them up on the fork here.
Yeah, maybe that's for another time. What do you think?
You're a good cook.
Thank you. Can you say that while it's recording?
Oh,
perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
No.
She's a good cook.
You mean like where Disney is?
Yeah,
Orlando?
like Disney, Orlando. There we go. Drawing a blank there.
It's technically in Kissimmee, but Orlando.
Come again? No, wait.
That's funny. That was good. Well played.
We're gonna get along great, assuming that I passed a litmus test of a first date.
You're doing good so far.
Yay!
Make sure I don't dump that. Bad knife, sugar goes everywhere.
Probably cracking.
Oh.
Haha. Dude. Really? There we go.
This is probably gonna just. No.
So was
I've
the
also-
balloon like a special shape, like a minion or something?
It was not. It's actually.
I come from a long line of dishwashers, floor sweepers. Better quit. Is this thing
That's
on?
funny.
Hello. Yeah, it's on. Yay! I'm allergic to cats.
I'm
so
semi-allergic.
This is weird. This is like Twilight Zone cool, but weird. Same here. So, do you know what the difference between in-laws and outlaws are?
No, but I'm curious to hear.
At least outlaws are wanted.
Nice. That's funny.
That was awesome. We love all the flirting and the jokes and stuff. That was really fun.
That's the end of the video footage of the date, ladies and gentlemen. There are a number of things in that last clip that I wanted to point out. So first, let me go. Tony,
Yes.
I love that you caught a look and it like you froze in mid sentence. Like, okay, well. Didn't expect her to be digging down for the Tupperware, but it was classic. It was good. We got it on video. Thank you for doing it, because everyone does. Every guy does it. That's all right. Yes, Jordan does have a good figure, so it's understandable.
So there was a lot of good chemistry by the end of the night. The personalities really seemed to click. We got to show a little bit more about our character and the charisma. And yeah, every once in a while, you got to you meet this person for the first time, right? And you're like, wow, what do they, kind of sneak a peek here and there when you can, maybe when she's not looking, but, and try not to be like glaringly obvious. But yeah, Jordan was
towards you.
nice girl.
I think he agrees with Tony.
So
that was a great date. I really do believe that. Carrie Ann, or does anyone? Let's just open it up. It's going to be a little frantic when I know on Zoom, but does anyone have anything to comment about the date? To say what they would like to say at this point?
I thought it was.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought it was super playful. I mean, you guys were respectful. You were funny. It was actually really enjoyable to watch. Like, it's kind of strange to say you're watching someone else's date, but it was really kind of. And what was interesting is that in your intros, especially you, Tony, you talked about being guarded, and I felt like you were starting. You didn't show up that guarded. Does that make sense? Like, you were so open and playful, which was really nice. I was kind of expecting a little bit more like you were holding back, but it was really nice to see you open yourself up, which was awesome.
thank you.
Jordan, you had something to say?
Yeah, and I apologize. I have a dog that's barking in the background. But I was just going to say it was such a unique experience. And what the audience or what the people see is there's multiple conversations that are kind of being pieced together. And so in that last clip where Tony was saying that, like, wow, this is weird, it's because right before that, there was something else that we were having a conversation about. I think it was about the stock show, that we both go to the stock show every year. And so it was kind of those same things, like we were finding like synchronicities, things that we have in common as we kind of the date was going along. So I thought that was pretty cool too. And yeah, it was a fun, night. Just, the conversation went in so many different circles. There's so many different directions.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. Now we come to the section of this episode where we ask Tony and Jordan a series of questions about their date to see how well they were listening.
Yes. This is going to be fun.
All
All
right.
right.
So
Ladies are going to go first. So Mike's going to say the first question. To
I'm
you,
actually
Jordan.
going to be asking the questions for the ladies, and then Robin's going to be asking the questions for the men. And so here we go. First question. Tony mentions a campus he is currently working at. Which campus is it?
That would be University of Denver. DU.
Okay. Hey, let's see what that answer is.
Which, I'm sorry, I should ask, which campus did you say that?
The University of
yeah.
Denver.
Yep, you did say that, sorry.
Yes, you were right, Jordan. You got 1 point. All right, here we go.
Tony, next question is for you. Jordan mentions liking a number of foods, but what is her favorite cliche food?
Oh my gosh. Chocolate?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
The answer
All right.
is chocolate.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see
Let's
what
see
the
what the
answer
answer
is.
is.
Favorite food of all time is very cliche, but I don't care. It's pizza.
You can put chocolate on pizza.
Well,
Oh.
there could be a chocolate pizza, but sorry, Tony, you do not get a point for that one.
Okay, so someone keep track. Hey, our audience out there, keep track. I think Jordan's got 1, Tony's got 0. All right, next question is for Jordan. How long has it been since Tony was on a first date?
Oh boy. I don't remember. 2 years? I
What
want
is
to say
it?
it's probably. I was gonna say 2 years, but I think it was more than 10.
Oh,
Well,
you got it. What's your answer? What's your final answer?
First date. I'm gonna go with 2 years.
2 years. Okay, let's see what it is.
It's been a long time since I've been on a first date. Like 15 years.
All right, all right. So that you didn't get that one. It's 1-0.
What?
Jordan's
Yeah.
leading.
Oh, yeah,
Jordan's
Jordan's
leading.
leading.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Tony, next question. How many brothers and sisters does Jordan have?
I believe Jordan said that she has 4 brothers and she's the only girl, or she has 3 brothers and she's the only girl and there's 4 of them. So I'm gonna go with 3 brothers and herself for 4 children.
All right. Okay, let's see what she says.
So you're saying you had siblings?
I do. I have 3 older brothers.
All right. All right. Yes. All right.
We're tied 1-1
Is it
now.
tied 1-1?
Tied
Is it-
1-1.
Really?
Yeah.
Audience, is it tied 1-1? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. All right. I think it is. I think it is. All right. Jordan, you are next. All right. Come on. We're going to win this one.
Yes.
Girls rule, right? Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Jordan, your question. What does Tony call his brother? And for bonus points, what did Tony say when you asked, what does your brother call you?
So I'm pretty sure he calls his brother Twin, and his brother calls him Tony.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if you get the bonus question with the points. So,
All right, here we go.
all right.
Let's go to the video.
Yeah, so twin, I call twin. Okay, so if I say twin, that's my brother.
Okay.
I think people get a kick out of that. They're like, oh, it's so cute, you call him twin.
Does
And
he
I'm
have
like,
a nickname for you?
I'm twin A, he's twin B.
All right.
Okay.
So you did get the question right, but the bonus question, it wasn't like quite. I don't think they call each other twin A and twin B. I think he was just making shit up for during the date.
But we're at 2-1 right now.
Are we 2-1
So,
right
yeah.
now? Tony, you
Okay.
all right. You can get this. You can take the lead.
Okay, Tony.
I'm rooting for the girls. I mean, I like girls.
He
So
likes the ladies.
yeah.
All right. Okay, Tony, here's your question. What sport has Jordan never been able to try?
Sport that Jordan has never been able to try. Oh my. Water polo.
All right, let's see what she says.
So I love water, like absolutely love water. I've never actually had and love being on boats. I've never been water skiing.
So you didn't get that one right. And since
So
Jordan...
the girls won?
No.
What?
Jordan got an extra bonus point question. She didn't get it. But Tony, we're going to give you an extra bonus point question. And here it is, if you can get it, if you can do this. Can you mimic the quote Jordan did on the date from the movie Lady and the Tramp? We're going to tell you what the phrase is. You may have heard it a few minutes ago. We're going to tell you what it is, but can you do it the way she did it? And here's the quote. Oh, look at that. It's a cock and a spanichicle. Now go.
All right, Tony, come on, let's see it. Bring it, baby. This will put you ahead. It's a bonus question that's worth 2 points. You will take the lead and win.
Just like she said it. Come on, Tony.
And believe me, you heard it. You're on the date. Tony, come on. Don't let us down. Here we go.
So short of coming off offensive, I just couldn't do it as cute as she could, and I'm not even gonna try because this is just setting me up for failure from the very beginning. So it was magnificent how she did it in Italian.
Just like a gentleman.
Fair enough.
Great answer. Hey, let the women win. Right, there you go.
2-1.
So yes, Jordan is the winner for that. Let's see what it sounds like.
He says, oh, it's a, what does he say? He's like, oh, look at that, it's a cock and a spanichicle. That's my best interpretation.
You actually should, take the real clip from the movie, right? And put it in at the end, make it go.
Yeah, we should add that in.
All right. If this date works out, it may be somewhere in the wedding vows is what I would think.
Or just poke me in the eye and say, hey, you should have done it like this, right? This is what was bubble thought in his mind. Something.
All right, Liz.
All right, we had so much fun with you guys, and thank you so much, Carrie Ann, for being here with us tonight and your advice.
You guys are awesome. Yes, thank you so much. It's been a great first episode.
Yes.
We are going to get to whether or not Tony and Jordan will go on another date.
We've all been waiting for it.
We've all been waiting. All right. The time has come, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Jordan, will you go on another date with Tony?
I feel like I should have a red rose here somewhere in the whole Bachelorette episode.
What's your answer, lady?
Hold on. Wait a minute, really quick. We do have some video, some post edits some post interviews of them, and they did say some special words straight into the camera. And let's go to those right now before you even answer.
I would have to say I had an awesome time. I really enjoyed getting to know you. I hope that you felt the same. And, thank you for being open and honest and putting yourself out there and choosing to go on this blind date. And hopefully we'll be able to go see each other again.
Well, Jordan, it was a delightfully pleasant experience meeting you, cooking with you, dining with you, and great conversation. So thank you.
Jordan, what's your answer?
Yes, I will go on another date.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
We got one of two.
All right, Tony, what do you say? Do you want to go on another date with Jordan?
I would absolutely go on another date with Jordan because she was amazing.
All right.
Yes.
All right. We love it. We may have made a love connection right here. And it's awesome.
Yes.
It's awesome. Thank you so much for coming to this show. Carrie Ann, thank you so much for being a part of it. If anyone out there needs an empowerment coach or needs just someone to talk to or to get through some of the difficulties in dating or in your relationship, please reach out to Carrie Ann. I'm going to put her webpage below there. Reach out to her. She works with people all around the world. All right. If you have a topic you would like for us to discuss, or if you're having difficulties in your relationship or in today's dating world, or if you just want to come hang out with us at the studio and talk about a few things, send us an email at conqueringyourheart@gmail.com. Again, conqueringyourheart@gmail.com.
Yes, we would love to hear from you, and we are working on a very exciting New Year's Eve special. We would love to hear your worst date ever on New Year's Eve and even your best date ever on New Year's Eve. So drop us an email, message us, comment below. We would love to hear from you, and thank you so much for being here.
Yes, we'll see you next time. Thank you. Love you. See ya.
Good night.
Good night.